We come to you live from George Sparky Anderson Field right here on the beautiful campus of California Lutheran University in Thousand Oaks, California. And we've got another day of California Collegiate League Baseball where the Conejo Oaks host the San Diego Bombers in the Oaks' fourth game of their season and third league game. We welcome you up into our broadcast booth. My name is Sammy Fawn alongside Judo Kanyas, and this is a good one today. The Oaks hosting the San Diego Bombers. Now, the Bombers coming off of a 6-5 defeat to the MLB Academy Barons, and today the Oaks, they picked up their first loss of the season yesterday against the Santa Barbara Foresters. It was a 14-5 loss, and we talked about yesterday, the Oaks, they had a chance to come back pretty much until that fifth inning when there were 7 runs allowed, 5 walks in a row by Max Strickland, but today the Oaks are looking for some redemption here at Sparky Anderson.
No, totally. It's a game that you look at and you're glad that you're playing baseball again today because you can forget about it, you move on, and it's early in the season like we talked about last night of just, every game you're going to learn things, and yesterday we learned there's still some growth to do when it comes to what you got in your bullpen, and we saw that especially in the 5th inning, but like we said, it's something we're going to move on, and we're playing ball already.
Oaks looking to get the taste out of their mouth, and maybe they already have, but today, definitely another chance to put yesterday's loss behind them. And starting on the mound for the Conejo Oaks is Caden Beloyan, getting his first start of the season. It's great to have you with us. Off we go. First pitch is high and outside to Thomas Williams, second baseman for the San Diego Bombers. First pitch misses high and outside. 1-0 pitch on the way. That one misses upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes.
And the both teams already that we talked about, they know what it is to win and they know what it is to lose already this season. So looking for see what we get today.
2-0 on the way. There's a fastball up on the upper part of the strike zone. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And when I talked to Coach David Solis yesterday, even before the game, he said, when we have games like when I lose a game or I have any time to lose a game, I take maybe 10, 15 minutes to think about it, and then, I go for my late night stroll and I do all of that, and then I move on to the next game. And I think that's exactly kind of what the whole message has been today, that, you dropped one yesterday, but like we said, you played baseball again today.
Well, the San Diego Bombers with an even 1-1 record coming off of a 7-3 victory against the Orange County Riptide back on June 6th. A loss to the MLB Academy Barons yesterday as the Oaks lost to the Foresters, and a full count now.
Academy Barons, the Conejo Oaks, going to see them next on Tuesday.
Three-two pitch on the way. That misses upstairs for ball 4, so a leadoff walk by Thomas Williams. Brings up Lucas Bonham, third baseman for the Bombers.
And I thought you were going to say, brings up some memories from yesterday. It was quite the walk fest that we saw from the Oaks. I mean, like we pointed to in that 5th inning, I think it was 5 consecutive batters walked in that inning, and it was just something that the Oaks could not escape.
First pitch misses upstairs. Yeah, the walk fest. I mean, it's a marathon of an inning for both teams, really, when an inning is marked by walks, and that's how you score runs. That misses high and inside, and Thomas Williams will take second. So on that pass ball with Anthony Thomas behind the plate to start the game today, Thomas Williams makes his way to second.
And for the Oaks, they were able to control that.
There's a swing and a miss. 2 balls and 1 strike.
They started off with the first run yesterday. Started out 1-0 at the bottom of the first, and then the Foresters scored 3 in the second. Oaks trying to get out of here with nothing.
Bombers a runner on scoring position, nobody out. Beloyan deals. This is just a little bit outside the count. 3-1 in Bonham's favor. Well, this is the second straight 3-ball count that Beloyan has issued so far on the day.
And Thomas just meeting with him with a quick mound visit, cooling the nerves of his starting pitcher. Thomas making his now third start after being a pinch hitter yesterday for Jacob Galloway.
3-1 pitch, ground ball, right side, base hit. Williams heading to third, and he will be stopped there. It's a single by Lucas Bonham, and the Bombers certainly in business here in the top of the first inning. 2 on, nobody out. And a nice piece of hitting there by Lucas Bonham.
Interesting play right there by Caden Stillwell. Sort of just sat right between the ball and first base. Maybe he was thinking if he went for the ball it would be an automatic hit, but regardless, the Bombers now with 2 men on base.
The batter is Dylan Fishbow, the center fielder. First pitch misses inside, 1-0. Well, Dylan Fishbow coming in with runners on the corners. A ground ball or a sac fly would get the job done and put the Bombers on the board first. That pitch misses outside for a ball. Well, Dylan Fishbow, an incoming senior at Stevens Institute of Technology. This past season, he went 53 for 133, batted .398 with 2 home runs, 26 RBIs, and he swings through that one for a strike. And he also stole 14 bases this past season. Played in 37 games. He's been with Stevens for all 3 years so far and will enter his 4th. And that clips Fishbow on his right below his shoulder, it looked like. So now the bases are full of Bombers with nobody out here in the top of the first. So Beloyan facing a lot of early traffic. Let's see if that traffic will make its way to home plate.
And this was the issue that we saw how it started in the 5th inning. You know, a bunch of walks getting on base, whether it was a hit by pitch or, you know, a walk itself. But this is where the Oaks got themselves in trouble midway through yesterday's game, and already in the 1st inning, they're in trouble again.
First pitch is fouled back by Jack Mullen. Mullen, an incoming junior at Regis University, a 1-year letter winner. Played his freshman year in 2023. Did not play in 2024. He had 12 home runs in 2025. 57 RBIs. The 0-1. That misses outside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
As a pitcher right here, you just have to be smart where you put the ball. It cannot. Don't even give a chance for any easy type of hits. Trying to paint the corners right here if you're Beloyan.
1-1 on the way. Chopper to the left side. It's a fair ball. And Holly dives to the bag to get the force out. Well, a nice play there by Tyler Holly. A run does score for the Bombers. That's Thomas Williams. It is 1-0 San Diego, but a nice quick thinking play by Tyler Holly, realizing that the ball was not hit hard enough to turn 2. And he dove to the third base bag to get the out. So Bonham retired, but it's 1-0 Bombers.
Yeah, it was a hell of an effort by Holly. I mean, that was a bang-bang type of play. You could have almost gone either way with the call.
Jeremy Jones looks at a fastball strike right on the outside corner. Jeremy Jones, a sophomore at L.A. Pierce College. Hit 1 home run in 2025. And the 0-1. Grounded up the middle. Fielded, tossed to second by Dawson for 1. Throw to first by Hewitt in time for the 4-6-3 double play. Well, the Bombers load the bases with nobody out and ultimately get just one run out of it. It certainly could double play, and we'll be right back for the bottom of the first inning. Stay tuned. One to nothing San Diego Bombers as we enter the bottom of the first inning. Max Miller starting on the mound for the Bombers. He'll face Lucas Danuitz to start it off. Danuitz was the leadoff batter in yesterday's game as well against the Santa Barbara Foresters. Historically for the Cal Lutheran Kingsmen, he has been a cleanup hitter most of the time as he takes a fastball outside, 1-0.
He had a good day yesterday. He was 2 for 4 with an RBI and a double. So, flash that power that he showed at Cal Lu.
Yeah, speaking of that power, he did hit 2 home runs for the Kingsmen of Cal Lutheran in 2025 this past spring season as he takes one high and inside, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. Miller deals way outside, and that goes to the backstop. It's 3-0 on Danuitz.
And for Miller, he really did not have much action at Cisco Community College this past season. Only one appearance, 1 inning pitched. So
prior to that, he played at Baylor. A 3-0. That one misses outside, a 4-pitch walk to Lucas Danuitz to start it off.
And a good job by Danuitz to wait for the umpire, as we've seen a few times this year. Wait for the umpire, makes the call, and then he takes his walk to the first base.
Yeah, something tells me that if he had started walking right away, the umpire would have called that a strike.
It's seeming like the theme this year.
Well, here's Jake Schwartz getting the start in left field for the Oaks as he takes the fastball outside. Well, we've seen Jake Schwartz in the outfield, and we've seen him at first base. Misses in the dirt, goes behind the catcher Griffin Zitko as Danuitz goes to second. Well, speaking of which, Griffin Zitko and Lucas Danuitz are now former teammates, as Zitko for the past 3 seasons was a catcher at Cal Lutheran. He was not regularly a starting catcher, particularly not in 2023 when the Kingsmen had two powerhouse catchers, Jalen Parks and Brendan Durfee. And Brendan Durfee, a Conejo Oaks alumni, and also was drafted by the San Diego Padres after a year at UC Santa Barbara in 2024.
Look at that. Oaks alums and MLB players.
There's a fastball that hits the inside corner. Yeah, and speaking of which, Oaks, Cal Lutheran, and draft players, just two of those off the top of my head, Brendan Durfee and also Will Watson, who's a pitcher and also an Oaks player, recently got promoted into the high A system of the New York Mets as Schwartz gets hit by a pitch. That is the second hit batter we have seen today. Well, that'll bring up Jonathan Smith for the Conejo Oaks. Smith got the start yesterday and the game before that as well. And Smith had one hit yesterday, had an RBI as well. Steps in with 2 on and nobody out, and he takes a fastball on the outside corner for a strike. Well, the Oaks in business in their half of the bottom of the first. The Bombers loaded the bases with nobody out, scored 1 run. They had the first 2 runners were at the corners, and the Oaks have runners at first and second with nobody out. The 0-1 to Smith. That one misses outside. Off speed there from Max Miller. And it's a 1-1 count on Jonathan Smith. Brady Hewitt waits on deck, the cleanup hitter. Smith with tremendous speed, a center fielder.
I've already seen it twice this year.
1-1 misses inside. Pickoff throw to first, and Schwartz just gets back safely.
That was by a hair.
Yeah, and that's a base runner's worst nightmare. Getting picked off like that, picked off in general, really. I mean, probably mostly just because physically it just happens so suddenly and fast, and it's a shock when it happens. 2-1. A swing and a miss. Miller gets Smith to go climbing for that one.
That was a quick reaction by Zitko, though. I mean, he really got up out of stance and fired that to first base, so didn't get it there in time, but I know Coach Solis and other coaches are definitely going to make that a point of emphasis. Be careful.
2-2 on the way. A check swing. And they say he did not go, so it is a full count.
And Smith brought in that first run for the Oaks yesterday.
Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 runners on base, nobody out. Payoff pitch. Smith flies one in the air to center field, rather shallow, and it's going to fall for a base hit. Runners go station to station. And just like the Bombers in their half of the first, the Oaks have the bases loaded with nobody out. On a single by Jonathan Smith, and that brings up Brady Hewitt.
This is a great piece of hitting right there from Smith. He came in on Friday to make his first start, and he's been a regular starter this whole entire weekend for the Oaks, and just right there, another one of those kind of moonshots that drops in the sweet spot between infield and outfield.
Yeah, great piece of hitting, great 2-strike hitting as well as he just fought that ball off. Brady Hewitt looks at a ball inside, 1-0. Well, yesterday, Brady Hewitt went 1 for 4 on the day with an RBI single. That one misses high and outside. 2-0 on Hewitt. Well, it's Danuitz at third, Schwartz at second, and Smith at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first inning. 2-0. Misses low and outside, 3-0.
Good patience right here from Hewitt. We saw a few of the Oaks yesterday try to chase at some pitches. Waiting for something right down the middle.
Well, now the Oaks are 1 ball away from tying the game. Bases loaded, nobody out. Miller deals. Fastball right down the middle. 3-1. That was an I don't want to walk him pitch, which is very ideal. So it's a 3-1 count on Brady Hewitt.
Infield's moving in a little, right?
3-1. Fastball hits the outside part of the plate, so from 3-0 to a full count.
That was a good pitch right there from Miller.
Pressure is on both Miller and Hewitt. Bases full of Oaks, nobody out. Payoff pitch. And Hewitt fights it off and fouls it back.
I have to say, an interesting just overall jersey matchup we got. Both teams kind of in that navy color today.
3-2 pitch. And Hewitt fouls off another. He had to go climbing for that one. A very good stay alive swing. Really making Miller work for his pitches, and kind of tough to say from up here what that call would have been if Hewitt takes that pitch. Could have gone either way, certainly. Bases loaded, nobody out. Another 3-2. And another foul ball.
Got a great matchup right here early on between Miller and Hewitt. Hewitt's got the power, had 5 home runs last year at Royals High School.
9th pitch of the at-bat coming. Another 3-2. And another foul ball, so we will have a 10th pitch to this at-bat. That is, unless some miraculous triple play happens where all 3 runners get caught somehow in between pitches, but Hewitt putting up one heck of an at-bat
and it wouldn't shock
Max
me,
Miller.
the things we've seen so far this season.
Another 3-2. Strike 3 called. What a comeback in that at-bat by Max Miller. 10 pitches to retire Brady Hewitt. 1 gone, and that's a huge, huge first out for the Bombers.
And a good job right there by Zitko to frame it a little. Hewitt walked back to the dugout. Little pissed that was called a strike, but the Oaks are still alive.
First pitch is high and outside to Caden Stillwell. The first baseman was the starting first baseman in yesterday's game as well. Stillwell had a couple of hits, including a single and a double. Bases loaded, now 1 out. The 1-0. That almost hits Stillwell, but drops in near his foot.
And for the Oaks right here, we saw it yesterday versus the Foresters, but they got to take advantage when they got runners in scoring position. You know, there was a few times they left guys stranded on the base, and here's a prime example of where they can capitalize.
Misses upstairs, 3 balls and no strikes.
But like I said, it's really just the white pants for the Oaks that are separating these two teams from not looking like the same exact team on the field of play today.
3-0 to Stillwell. There's a strike on the upper part of the strike zone. Well, we saw it right there. Stillwell had tossed his bat into the grass in anticipation of being awarded a free base, but instead it's a 3-1 count. Again, the Oaks are 1 ball away from tying this game. And back-to-back 3-0 counts that we've seen. 3-1 is fouled away, and so once again, for the second straight batter, Max Miller works his way from a 3-0 to a 3-2 count. Let's see if he can duplicate his result of Brady Hewitt's strikeout with Caden Stillwell. Devin Wilkes waits on deck. Payoff pitch. In the air to right, that's going to go foul. That is 6 pitches into this at-bat. Bases full of Oaks with 1 out. And still a full count on Stillwell. The tying run is Danuitz at third. Three-two pitch. And that's behind Stillwell. So the Oaks have tied the game on a walk. It is still a live ball. And Stillwell will make his way to first, so it is a tie game. Oaks loaded the bases. The first 2 reached via free passes, a walk and a hit by pitch, then a single by Smith. In the middle of that, and Stillwell's walk was Hewitt's strikeout, but Stillwell reaches first to tie the game.
And already getting a mound visit. The bottom of the first inning.
Well, both the Oaks and the Bombers have faced their fair share of trouble here in the first inning, and I think it is kind of appropriate to say fair share because they, at least for now, have each given up 1 run. So a 1-1 tie. And that'll bring up Devin Wilkes.
Someone who's been red hot to start this summer thus far. 6 RBIs in that first game and had another productive outing yesterday. Was 2 for 5 with 2 doubles. Loves those.
And Wilkes fouls that one back. Yeah, Wilkes, he's certainly had an impressive start to this summer and saw some action at first base late in the game yesterday as well, after originally serving as the designated hitter.
And he's also one of the younger guys on this team. He's going into his freshman year in college next season.
And he gets drilled by the pitch, and just like that, the Oaks take the lead as Schwartz comes to the plate.
And we could hear that from up here. Just know how hard that was on Wilkes, but put your body on the line, the Oaks get another run.
Maybe you can even hear that too on your screen. And that brings up Tyler Hawley. Hawley did make a key play at third in this top of the first on that high chopper with the bases loaded, where he ended up diving to the third base bag.
That was a big play for the Oaks to limit the amount of runs they got.
Bases loaded, 1 out. The first pitch misses outside. 1-0. Well, the runners, Smith at third, Hewitt at second, or I beg your pardon, Stillwell at second, and Wilkes at first. 1-0. In there for a strike on the outside part of the plate.
And that was very much outside, Sammy. That was a good job by Zitko to bring that in, but very outside on that one.
Yeah, Zitko certainly served an important role behind the dish for Cal Lutheran these past few years, and a swing and a miss by Tyler Hawley on that one. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Good pitch combination right there. Go outside and then inside. Tricks Hawley, and you know Hawley was going to try to swing at anything that was coming near him.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Bases loaded, 1 out. 1-2 hits Hawley right on the leg. It's 3-1 Oaks as Smith comes to the plate. Well, that is the third Oaks batter that has been hit and the fourth total batter that has been hit today. And, you know, that's not exactly a rare thing in college baseball, especially from, you know, watching and calling D3 baseball with Cal Lutheran. Actually, Cal Lutheran even led the nation in hit by pitches throughout a chunk of this past season. I talked to a lot of the players about that. Their coaches often tell them to lean further in, and speak of the devil, the third straight hit batter. And fourth hit batter for the Oaks, fifth of this game, and Thomas walks to first.
This is almost looking like that fifth inning that the Foresters had, but with hit batters this time. I mean, and Smith still wincing over there at the first base. He is trying to walk that one off. I mean, it looked like it hit him right in the abs, and you know, you don't have much protection right there, or any protection really, so just like that, bases are back to being loaded.
And the batter is Jonah Dawson, another Cal Lu player. We have 3 Cal Lu baseball players on the field today. And he takes that one high and outside for a ball. And Jonah Dawson entering his junior year at Cal Lutheran. Had a pretty good freshman season in 2024. Batted .375 as he swings through that one. The count even at 1. He also had 2 doubles that season and 2 RBIs. But the big year for him so far has been 2025. A season where he batted .293. He had 36 hits. So he takes the ball. He had 7 doubles and 2 triples. A 382 slugging percentage this past season. And the man behind him on deck, also a Cal Lu baseball player who started this inning off Lucas Danuitz, as Dawson is now ahead 3-1. So Wilkes, the runner at third. Holly at second. Thomas at first for Jonah Dawson. Miller deals the 3-1. That's high. Ball 4. 5-1 Oaks. And that's 5 straight free passes in some way, shape, or form. The first one was a ball. The 3 after that were hit by pitches. And this one is a walk. And now the Oaks have officially batted around this inning. And that brings up the top of the order, Lucas Danuitz. And
it looks like
Max Miller's day is done.
Looks like we do have a pitching change for the San Diego Bombers. Looking like it's going to be Carson Summerfield, the senior currently in the transfer portal, coming up to the mound now for the Dodgers. But we'll take a quick break as the San Diego Bombers make a change.
Well, Max Miller's day is done. He yields way to Carson Summerfield taking over for the San Diego Bombers. Well, Carson Summerfield, a senior right-handed pitcher in the portal, originally from Murrieta, California, and the Conejo Oaks have officially batted around this inning. And not that anybody listening cares, but I have officially run out of room in my first inning column in my scorebook.
Same here, Sammy. So we're just going to move things over to the second inning and carry on. Hopefully there's not 16 innings of baseball, and then we'll be fine.
Lucas Danuitz, who led off the inning, is back at the plate. He walked his first time up, and he scorches a ball to right center field. That's a base hit. In to score is Holly. Anthony Thomas right behind him, and Dawson goes to third. And it's now 7-1 Oaks on a 2 RBI single by Lucas Danuitz.
This is a great piece of hitting right there from Danuitz. Gets it right over the second baseman, Williams. And it's been the sweet spot for the Oaks thus far. We saw Smith with an earlier kind of moonshot into that same area, and it's been all things working for the Oaks so far.
That one misses high for a ball to Jake Schwartz. Yeah, Danuitz this past 2025 season was first team All-SCIAC along with Conejo Oaks alumni Luke Wexler. And Luke Wexler won SCIAC Pitcher of the Year. And Danuitz also third team All-Region.
Oh, Lucas.
And there he goes, and the throw is outside the base, and Dawson comes to the plate. 8-1 Oaks. Everything going wrong for the Bombers this inning.
And you got to wonder what the pregame speech was from Coach Solis. But, I mean, it's just been self-inflicted wounds thus far for the Bombers. Not able to get throws to go your way, and then also hitting anything but the strike zone so far for the Bombers.
Schwartz takes one down and inside. Well, 8 runs have scored for the Oaks this inning. Bombers set the 1-0 bar, and the Oaks have soared. That one misses upstairs for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Jake Schwartz. Second time that he has been on via a free pass of some kind.
These Oaks have not had to break a sweat, and they are winning 8-1 in this first inning.
Danuitz the runner at second, and Schwartz the runner at first with 1 out. Jonathan Smith the batter. He singled his first time up. He swings and misses at that one for a strike. He singled and scored. Yeah, the Bombers so far on that throw, that's going to be an error charge to Griffin Zitko. There's a swing and a miss. No balls and 2 strikes. That kind of does sadly take me back to that throwing error on a drop third strike on Cal Lutheran Senior Day, the first batter of the game back on May 4th. 0-2 misses upstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, you've seen that. You may have seen that saying and that hashtag on the Oaks Instagram, Oaks are hot. Well, as the weather is warming up and got a blue sunny sky, sure seems like that this inning, and Smith goes down via way of the K for the second out.
And it's to say just the second out of the bottom of the first inning is quite a sentence.
Well, Brady Hewitt comes to the plate. He was the first out of this inning, and now he comes to the plate. And you know, if you're the defense, you know an inning wasn't good if one player made 2 outs in an inning.
And you know Hewitt's going to want to change that with his second time around.
Takes one outside. Danuitz and Schwartz the runners. The 1-0. Skied in the air to right field. Coming in is the right fielder, Jeremy Jones, and he makes the catch. Well, the Oaks score 8 runs in the inning. 13 batters in this inning.
With only 2 hits.
I mean, that's wild. And we head to the second inning, 8-1 Oaks. We'll be back. Well, after a long first inning, the Conejo Oaks score 8 runs, and they make a statement that they are not happy about yesterday's loss, and they showed it.
And that's a statement in all caps. I mean,
fastball outside. Caden Beloyan in his second inning of work. He faced 5 batters in the first inning. He did load the bases with nobody out, ended up allowing just 1 run thanks to a double play. And the count is even at 1 to Alan Chu, the first baseman.
Chu was Texas first team all-region back in 2023. Spent 2024 with UAB.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Beloyan deals. That one misses in the dirt. Count even at 2.
And I think it's the same mentality if you're the Bombers right here. You wash everything that just happened in that first inning, and it's a whole new ballgame. You just imagine that you got to have a very short-term memory. I mean, granted, it still says 8-1 on the score, but you still have 8 innings to play. So,
and Chu, swing and a miss. A strikeout for Beloyan. That would be his first of the day. So 1 gone, and up to the plate comes Griffin Zitko, the recent Cal Lu alumni.
yeah, just very similar to what the Oaks did, or what they had to do yesterday, is flush it all out. It's a whole new ball game now for the Bombers, and we've seen crazier things.
Griffin Zitko looks at a ball downstairs. Zitko played in 14 games in 2025. He went 6 for 30 with 2 RBIs. He got the start on May 4th when the Kingsmen hosted Pacific University for Senior Day. And he takes one upstairs, and I do want to take a moment again to thank head coach Eric Shear and all of the Kingsmen baseball team for including me in the Senior Day ceremony. Experience I'm grateful for, as Zitko is ahead 2-0. Takes one high and inside. 3 balls and no strikes. Zitko, his first season with Cal Lutheran was in 2023 when the Kingsmen won the SCIAC tournament for the second straight season. There's a fastball on the outside part of the plate. It's 3-1, and well, 2025, this past season, was the first time that the Kingsmen had not made the NCAA in 4 years. Zitko rips one into center field, but Smith is underneath it to make the catch. A nice piece of hitting by Zitko, but ball hung up in the air.
Bombers already 2 down here.
Christian Santiago steps to the plate. The shortstop for San Diego, a sophomore at LA Pierce College. From Valencia, California, and he looks at one in the dirt. 1 ball and no strikes. Well, his first season with Los Angeles Pierce College, he knocked in 40 runs, scored 34 of his own, stole 7 bases, batted .385 in the span of 42 games.
The Bombers are going to need some of that hitting right here as we get to the bottom of this order.
Yes, we've heard of the Bronx Bombers, and here the San Diego Bombers ready to show what they can do. The 1-1. That one is fouled straight back. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
I think for a pitcher, it's a little easier to come in an inning when you have a kind of a cushion of an 8-1 or just a large lead in general. You can see Belowen definitely a little more relaxed on that mound as we come here in the second inning.
1-2, lined into right center field. That is a base hit. So Christian Santiago with a 2-out single. Well, Beloyen, you know, there's that single, but we're seeing Beloyen have a much better inning than the first inning. He's definitely bouncing back, retiring the first 2 batters after allowing the first 3 to reach and 1 to score in the first. That brings up Thomas Carney for the Bombers. Looks at a ball high and inside. Well, the San Diego Bombers come into today, a CCL affiliate, looking to make their record a winning record. The record is even currently, and that one misses upstairs, 2-0.
Yeah, both the Oaks and the Bombers tied for what right now would be a 5-way tie for 3rd place in the CCL South. The Foresters, who we saw yesterday, are atop the division, 2-0.
Two balls and 1 strike. Beloyen deals, and the fastball misses upstairs. 3-1. Santiago, the runner at first, a fair lead, being held on by Stillwell, and there's a fastball strike to make the count full. A 3-2 count. Santiago will be running on this pitch. 3-2, 2 outs.
Look for Belowen to go outside, get Carney chasing.
3-2 pitch, there he goes. And a foul ball, so we'll reset and do it again. Santiago will retreat.
And he just tried to muscle that in with a fastball.
And Carney muscled back at the ball. So again, it's a 3-2 count with 2 outs and a runner at first. Santiago again will be running. Payoff pitch. There he goes. A swing and a miss. Beloyen with his 2nd strikeout as we head to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Still 8-1 Oaks. We'll be back. Here we are in the bottom of the second inning. Carson Summerfield in for another inning of work, as Max Miller went a third of an inning in the first inning. And Caden Stillwell leads off the bottom of the second inning for the Oaks.
Stillwell, one of 8 runners in that first inning.
Looks at a strike on the outside part of the plate. Also one of 3 walks. He walked his first time up and scored. 8 total free passes. And he chops that one foul. Actually 9 total free passes. No balls and 2 strikes on Stillwell. Summerfield deals and misses high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Devin Wilkes waits on deck.
And if you're looking at this game from a box score just perspective, you would think 2 hits and 1 hit. It would be a...
And that one is jammed into left field. It's a base hit. So Stillwell is on with a leadoff single, and that's some piece of hitting by Stillwell to fight that ball off just well enough to land it in a spot where the defense wasn't.
Stillwell just continuing a hot streak from what was a great game from him yesterday, where he went 3 for 4. So it's now 2 straight games that he's recorded a hit.
Brings up Devin Wilkes, who was one of 4 Oaks hit by a pitch in the first inning. This is outside, and one of 3 in a row, too. And he's certainly been on a tear at the plate. 1-0. That one is fouled and lands on top of the Oaks dugout. So the count evens at 1.
Barely just missed the ceiling right there. Almost could have been a play made by Bonham.
Yeah, I wonder if the wind was playing a little role in the trajectory of that ball. The 1-1. Chopped foul, and Wilkes behind in the count 1-2.
And everything in right now Wilkes' swing is just very fluid. His timing, his feet, and his eyes are all working at the same time, and that's something you like to see, especially in a young guy.
Yeah, and I think what people don't realize about hitters too is they have such quick hands. You know, they take very quick to swing, and that one is fouled off to the right. I think often in my experience with, you know, slow pitch softball is that you have more time to swing than you realize. You know, sometimes I like to swing when I see the ball in the air, but I swing very high and I either pop it up or hit it weakly in some way. So, you know, all about that discipline and patience. 1-2 misses upstairs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. On the defensive side, Griffin Zitko knowing this ballpark better than anybody, with him doing the catching for the Bombers. 2-2 is lifted in the air to left center field, and coming in and making the catch, ranging to his left, is Jack Mullen for out number 1. That brings up Tyler Hawley, who was hit by a pitch as well.
Looked like the
His
wind
first
just got a
time
little
up.
bit of that. Veered to its left just a tad and gave opportunity for Mullen to make it a playable one and get right under it.
Yeah, sometimes the wind works in your favor, and sometimes it makes things harder. Stillwell, the runner at first with 1 out, and Hawley takes one way upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes, 81 on the pitching gun. Anthony Thomas waits on deck. It was Galloway who had the start behind the plate yesterday, as Hawley fouls that one straight back. Well, yeah, so far, 3 out of 4 games, it has been Anthony Thomas who has gotten the start behind the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Hawley, we've seen him play at great defense at third base and on the infield as well.
Yeah, just looking to get his rhythm here offensively, and takes a strike down the middle.
Behind in the count, 1-2. Certainly a beautiful day for baseball. If you're upstairs in the broadcast booth with us, it might be easy to be fooled by the wind and cold air that we get under the shade, but it's a beautiful day here in Thousand Oaks, California. We've seen quite an interesting June with, you know, with this early morning gloom that we've seen regularly. We have not seen a lot of early morning sunshines, really. 2-2 is fouled straight back. Tyler Hawley putting up a good AB.
Yeah, living out here in Thousand Oaks, it's a completely different weather climate than it is in the city of Los Angeles, as I currently live near USC, and I wake up every morning and it's cloudy, and I'm thinking, all right, I'm going to put on some jeans and a sweatshirt, and then I come over to the ballpark and it's a beautiful sunny day. I mean, still in the broadcast booth, it gets a little chilly at times, but
throw to first, and Stillwell is safe. That is the second time we have seen Griffin Zitko attempt to pick off a runner at first. He's got a good arm behind the plate. It's a full count on Tyler Hawley.
good job by Hawley just to stay patient, not just trying to get that hit, but really earn that hit.
3-2 is fouled away out of the stadium. And still a full count on Tyler Hawley with Stillwell at first base. Three-two pitch. Runner going, and it's upstairs for ball four, so essentially that, in that circumstance, the runner doesn't really matter that much because he gets the second anyway. So the second time Hawley has reached base this game. His first time was a hit by pitch, and now it's a walk.
And it goes back to what you're saying. You talk about Galloway getting the start yesterday, and now Thomas getting the start today. But it's a good problem to have when you have two guys at the catching position that can both hit and also play good defense. And that's what the Oaks have so far that we've seen from both Thomas and Galloway.
That one misses upstairs, and Anthony Thomas, another batter who was hit by a pitch his first time up, as Jonah Dawson waits on deck.
It's already a receipt of names on that hit by pitch of Oaks today.
Hits the upper inside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, the Oaks with 2 runners on with 1 out, and still just the bottom of the second inning as we have approached the 1 hour mark of this game.
Just how baseball goes. Some games go faster, some take their time, and this is certainly the marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah, if any sport is a marathon, baseball is. And for the second time today, Anthony Thomas has been hit by a pitch.
Starting to think he has a sign around his neck that says "hit me," because 2 straight hit pitches. I mean, it's not something you see every day. I mean,
you mean like the ones you see in the middle and high school hallways?
Base is now loaded.
Bases loaded with 1 out for Jonah Dawson for the second time today. It's the situation that he saw in the first inning.
And still only 1 out.
Stillwell at third, Holly at second, Thomas at first, and Dawson takes the ball outside, 1-0.
Dawson, last time we saw him, brought in a run and had a double, as well as being hit by a pitch.
Dawson lifts one in the air to center field. That's going to be deep enough to make it a 9-1 ball game. And coming to the plate and scoring is Stillwell. And it's 9-1 Oaks on a sac fly by Jonah Dawson. That brings up Lucas Danuitz for the Kingsmen.
Got back-to-back Cal Lou guys batting now for the Oaks.
And Dawson hit 3 sac flies for the Kingsmen in 2025. And Danuitz takes one outside on the corner for a strike, I should say. Two on with 2 outs. The 0-1 is fouled straight back. No balls and 2 strikes. Jake Schwartz on deck.
Danuitz already brought in 2 runners last time he was at base. He was at the plate.
0-2 from Summerfield. Misses low and away for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 on the way. It's in the dirt, and runners hold their places. Holly took a big secondary lead there, but ended up holding his place. Wise decision, in my opinion. Well, it's a 2-2 count on Lucas Danuitz. That misses low and outside. It's a full count, so on this pitch, the runners will be going. First and second, 2 outs and a full count.
It's a good job by Danuitz to stay patient and fight back on this count. He was down 0-2, and now it's up to a full one, so showing the experience that he has.
Runners go on the 3-2, lifted in the air to left center field. It's playable for Jack Mullen, and he makes the catch. Well, the Oaks add another run. It's 9-1 Conejo as they load the bases and score on a sac fly by Dawson. We head now to the third inning. Stay tuned. Well, 2 innings gone, over an hour into this ball game, and the Bombers have the top of the order due up here in the third inning with Thomas Williams, who drew a walk his first time up. Looks at a fastball that misses outside. Well, going back to the first inning, the Bombers did load the bases with nobody out, ended up scoring 1 run on the fielder's choice, but then ran themselves out of the inning on a 4-6-3 double play. A check swing, the ball lands in there for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. That one misses in the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike. Well, the Bombers now chasing 8 runs as the Oaks scored 8 in the bottom of the first and then 1 in the second. Bombers have 1 run. Tap to the right side and a diving attempt, but it goes into right field for a base hit. Nice effort there by Jonah Dawson, but Thomas is aboard to start the third inning, and Dawson, he has great range at second base. He's been a utility player for both the Kingsmen and the Oaks. We'll see if and when Dawson plays first base this season. The Oaks have great first base prospects, so we'll see about that, but certainly a great player to have, and fastball misses inside to Lucas Bonham.
Yeah, he showed his range, played left field the other day on Friday against the Philippines baseball group, made some plays out there, and so certainly a guy that you'd love to have on your team because he can really do it all.
And they say that Bonham went around, so it's an even 1-1 count.
And just looking at the most recent games that the Bombers have played.
That misses in the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike.
But looking at the games that they've most recently played, playing the Barons yesterday in a 5-6 loss, 9 runs, is already the most runs they have given up in a single game.
That one is whacked high and deep to left field, chasing Schwartz back to the track, to the wall. It lands in the field, and Schwartz is able to cut it off, and Williams advances to third, so it's a double by Bonham, and he's 2 for 2 on the day.
And it looks like just for Schwartz out there in the left field, he's got the ball lost, and either the sun, he was turning to his right side, and the ball came down on his left, and so You have to imagine sun played a factor or something. Just didn't see the ball properly, as it was a great hit right there by Bono.
Second and third, nobody out. There's a shot to third. Tyler Hawley will go to first, and they just got him at first. What a bang play at first base. A run does score, and Dylan Fishbow knocks home a run. There's one out, and Hawley potentially had the chance to tag out Bonham just on his way to third. But, the Oaks, with as many runs as they are up by, he decided to take the wise throw to first.
Yeah, you could tell he thought about it for a second when he retrieved the ball. He looked at third base and then got that ball just in time. It was a great ball just across the diamond. Threw it with great speed to get that out.
1-0 misses low, a check swing, and he did not go around. So Mullen ahead 2-0 in the count. There's a strike right down the middle. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Still very early for the Bombers. Just 1 run right there that got scored by Williams, but with 1 out and a runner in third, they can start to chip away a little bit more at this Oaks lead.
2-1 is fouled straight back. It's an even 2-2 count. So runner at third, 1 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jack Mullen. Payoff pitch. Chopper on the infield. Hawley will go to first. So the Bombers have knocked in 2 runs after 2 hits and 2 groundouts. So it's 9-3 Oaks.
It was a good piece of fielding right there from Hawley. Got in front of the bounce to retrieve it and fired it over to first. So a few times yesterday, Oaks just kind of letting it bounce towards them, and that caused them trouble. So good job by Hawley to step in front of it.
Jeremy Jones grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his first time up. And he swings and misses at that one for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. One on the way. Chopper to second. Dawson takes the hop. Throws to first in time. So Beloyan allows a couple of hits and a couple of runs, but no huge damage, as Oaks have a 6-run lead as we head to the bottom of the third. Stay tuned. Bottom of the third inning, it's a 9-3 Conejo Oaks lead as Jake Schwartz will lead things off for the Oaks. He has been hit by a pitch and he has walked. Carson Summerfield delivers one that drops a little bit low for a ball. Well, Jake Schwartz, a guy we've seen in both the outfield and at first base, as he waits for a 1-0 from Summerfield. That misses upstairs, 2 balls and no strikes. Jake Schwartz, incoming sophomore at Point Loma Nazarene University, as he fouls that one off, 2 balls and 1 strike. This past season, he hit 3 home runs, accumulating a .315 batting average. Two 2-1 hits the inside corner, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Schwartz with a good Friday versus the Philippines baseball group. Went 2 for 4 with 1 run. A big run, in fact.
2-2 misses in the dirt. It's a full count on Jake Schwartz.
Schwartz came in with the last run in their win versus the Philippines baseball group on Friday.
Grounded to the right side. And a nice play over at second base by Thomas Williams, ranging to his left to retire Schwartz. 1 out. Jonathan Smith, 1 for 2 on the day, a single and a strikeout. That pitch misses in the dirt for a ball. 1 ball and no strikes.
Standing at 6'4" is Jonathan Smith. Makes it a...
And he commits a little sword swing there for an even 1-1 count.
It's kind of a bigger strike zone, standing at 6'4" for the pitcher.
And there's a strike on the inside part of the plate. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Summerfield delivers. There's a fly ball into right center field. And the catch is made out there in right center field by Dylan Fishbow. So 2 up, 2 down, and that'll bring up Brady Hewitt. Hewitt is 0 for 2 on the day.
First time the Bombers have been able to retire 2 straight batters. It's been a struggle early on, so positive sign here in the 3rd inning for them.
Hewitt fouls that one away. It's an 0-1 count. Well, Brady Hewitt, we've seen his contact at the plate, and we've seen his range over at shortstop and his defensive versatility as well. And he gets hit on the helmet, so he'll walk over to first. Home plate umpire checking in with him to make sure he's okay.
First time we've seen a guy get hit in the head. It almost takes just as much accuracy.
And for the Conejo Oaks, that is now the 7th hit batter of the game. So Hewitt, the runner at first with 2 outs. Caden Stillwell, the batter. He has walked and singled. And he takes the first pitch fastball upstairs. 1 ball and no strikes.
You know, when I was talking to Coach Solis yesterday, one of the things that gives him gratification of just being a coach, outside of winning, because as a manager, you know, obviously the most important thing is winning, but he said the biggest the biggest thing that he loves to see is just his players be able to develop so that they can go into the next season and become even better baseball players. And you look at a guy like Stillwell, who only hit 168 last season, and so for a guy like him who's already started the summer hot, it's, you know, that's something obviously you love to see, because clearly the progress is moving and his development's getting even better. So something to just keep an eye on.
Stillwell ahead in the count, 2-0. Hewitt with a good lead at first as Summerfield checks in on him, and Stillwell takes the ball upstairs. He's ahead 3-0.
Had to lean back to not get hit by that one. Would have been the 8th batter to get hit.
Rio on the way. There's a fastball right down the pipe. It's a 3-1 count on Stillwell. On deck is Devin Wilkes. A beautiful day here in Thousand Oaks, California. Some wind. 3-1, and that one is whacked foul right on top of the batting cage's net. So it's a full count on Caden Stillwell. So Hewitt will be running on this pitch. Full count, 2 outs. 3-2, there he goes, and it misses upstairs, so a 2-out walk to Stillwell, the second time he has drawn ball 4 today.
And this time Stillwell waited for the umpire to make his call. We saw last time him do a little bat flip and then proceed to be called for a strike. So this time, just a little patience on that at-bat.
And Stillwell is also the first Oaks to bat all 3 innings. That brings up Devin Wilkes, who is the second Oak to bat all 3 innings. First pitch in the air to center field, but plenty playable for Fishbow. So the Oaks leave a pair of runners on via a hit batter and a walk, no hits. And we now head to the 4th inning, a third of the way through this game. Stay tuned. Here we are in the 4th inning. Alan Chu will lead things off for the Bombers. He struck out swinging his first time up against Beloyan. Looks at a strike, catches the outside corner, 0-1. Alan Chu, we talked about him a little bit. His first time up, played with the University of Alabama, Birmingham in 2024 as he takes another strike. He went 8 for 43 at the plate, batted 186, hit 2 home runs, plated 11 runs, and scored 6 of his own in 18 games. That one misses wide. It's a 1-2 count. One ball and 2 strikes. And strike 3 called, right on the outside corner, 1 gone. So the second time Chu has gone down via way of the K, but this time it's a backwards K. And that brings up Griffin Zitko, who flew out to center field his first time up.
Blowen just has been in command these past 4 at-batters.
That one misses downstairs for a ball. In Cal Lutheran Senior Day game, he went 1 for 4, scored a run. As he takes one that misses high. Zitko started 7 games in 2025 for the Kingsmen. That one is launched into left center field. That one will finally get up and drop in for a base hit. So Griffin Zitko on with a 1-out single. Yeah, I had a chance to briefly talk to Zitko before the game. It was great to catch up with him. He said we'll catch up more after the game. And now Christian Santiago steps to the plate. Fastball strike on the outside corner. 1. Bombers chasing 6 runs and 9-3 lead for the Oaks. Now this is low. Count even at 1. Caden Beloy enters his 4th inning of work. We've yet to see a pitcher this summer go more than 4 innings, which I know is common because of the summer ball you want to balance the usage of your arms and the bullpen. There's a swing and a miss. The count 1-2 on Christian Santiago.
Yeah, yesterday we saw Val Castro with just a productive 4 innings. He was pulled right before that 7th inning where everything went wrong for the Oaks.
Chopper back to Beloy. Throws to center. It's off the glove of Brady Hewitt. And it rolls into right field, which allows Zitko to go to third. So that's going to be an error on Caden Beloy and an errant throw that just went off the tip of the glove of Brady Hewitt.
And it was a good attempt by Beloy. I see what he wanted to do. He wanted to try to turn that for 2 and just... They always say in whatever sports you might play, always keep your eye on the ball. You know, never start running until you know you have the ball in your hands or in that glove. And for Hewitt, just took the eyes off, thought he had it. And just a little bit in a jam for Beloy.
Yeah, well, part of the problem there was Beloyan didn't properly anticipate Hewitt's footing position. He threw it while Hewitt was in motion because he threw it to where he was at that moment, but he took off quickly. That's in the dirt, and Santiago will take second, so there goes the forced play. It's now 2nd and 3rd with 1 out.
Just like that, the Bombers can make this very interesting with just 1 out.
Two runners in scoring position.
Thomas Williams with one swing of the bat could make this a 3-run game. 2-1 misses outside. 3 balls and 1 strike.
And that's
Something we have yet to see this season, at least here, is the long ball.
a few guys have gotten a little bit close, but still yet to go over those fences. But when you have such a large lead in the beginning of the game, it's almost you're under more pressure. So now you got to preserve that for just such a longer time than what it would be if it was.
So a 1-out walk to Thomas Williams. I beg your pardon, Thomas Cullen. Now it's Thomas Williams at the plate, who is 1 for 1 on the day with a single and a walk. Popped up left side. Is called off at third by Tyler Holly, and that's a big second out for the Conejo Oaks. Bases loaded. 1 in and 2. But, Williams hits a deep fly ball there. That could be a run, but Oaks able to haul it in. Brings up Lucas Votto, so a little more pressure on him now. He's got to get a base hit or a walk to score that run.
Yeah, certainly, Sammy. Just like you said, it's a huge out right there. Now you're sort of limited as what you can do as a hitter.
That one misses a little bit inside for a ball. 1-0, 2 outs, bases loaded. Oaks up by 6. Ground ball to third. Tyler Holly throws to center for the force to end the inning. So the Bombers fail to capitalize on the error. And they leave them loaded with 1 out. So we head now to the bottom of the 4th. 9-3 Oaks when we come back.
Now batting number 7, Tyler Holly.
Here we are now in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Carson Summerfield's day is done. He yields way to Tyler Procyko. Procyko taking over for the San Diego Bombers, and Summerfield made a great effort in today's ball game. He allowed just 1 run through 2 2/3, and Tyler Holly gets hit in the back. Second time he's been hit today. So 1 pitch into this game, and Procyko has to pick himself back up and find his way to put away the Oaks lineup.
And so while Holly has struggled to hit this season thus far, he's found all types of ways to get on bases. And today, like you mentioned, Sammy, he's already been hit twice, and he walked his second time. So
that brings up Anthony Thomas for the Oaks. He has been hit twice, 0 for 0.
And I'm no betting man, but seems like we have a break in time. Umpire saying that.
Oh, looks like Griffin Zitko may be a tad shaken up. I believe I briefly heard the umpire saying that he took the ball to the head a little bit. Hopefully he's okay.
Always got to be careful with that. The head, the most important part, you know? If the brain's not working, nothing else will.
Holly at first to start the inning. Anthony Thomas looks at a strike on the outside part of the plate. 0-1. Oaks with a 6-run cushion, looking to add some insurance runs. Some more insurance runs, I should say. And Thomas lifts one, pop up on the infield, and the catch is made at short by Christian Santiago. And that'll bring up Jonah Dawson, who is also 0 for 0 on the day, a walk and a sac fly. It's a player that has certainly shown a lot of promise and skill in his time both with Kowloon and the Oaks. First pitch misses high and outside, 1-0.
And Procyko pitched last year at San Francisco University, the Dons, at a 5.89 ERA. And in fact, we have a San Francisco Don here up in the booth, one of our statisticians, Colin, a proud USF.
There goes Holly. Throw goes into center field, and Holly will hold his place at second.
Good place, good job by Fishbow right there to recognize that pretty quick and keep Holly just only getting 1 base right there.
Yeah, and Holly did go as far as he could. He got up as quick as he can as well, but yeah, to your point, good reaction there by Fishbow. A stolen base for Holly, though. 1 ball and 1 strike to Jonah Dawson. That one misses outside. It's 2-1. Dawson still in the driver's seat. Lucas Danuitz waits on deck. Pretty cool that you get to see back-to-back Kowloon baseball players batting in the order. 2-1 misses low. It's 3-1 on Jonah Dawson.
And Procyko last year had a 5.89 ERA and 14 appearances with 16 strikeouts.
3-1 misses outside, and Dawson has drawn ball 4 for the second time today.
Number 9, Lucas Danuit.
And Lucas Danuit steps to the plate. He is 1 for 2. A walk, a 2 RBI single, and a flyout. No Oaks player yet has recorded 2 hits in this game. And the first pitch misses outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
And as crazy as it may sound, if you're the Oaks right here, it's not a time to let the foot off the gas. You know, it's still just bottom of the 4th inning, and we saw that the bats came a little bit alive in the past 2 innings for the Bombers. So still need to capitalize when you got runners in scoring position.
And that one misses upstairs. 2-0 on Danuits.
But like
Jake
I said,
Schwartz waits on deck.
like I said, a shout out to Colin, USF. When he actually first told me, I thought it was University of Southern Florida. But, you know, there's multiple USFs. Just one happens to be the Dons. And unfortunately for our statisticians today and a lot of people here at the Oaks, we've dealt with a lot of problems, and today's problem is the Wi-Fi. So that is why you're watching this as a recording and not a live stream, because we've been thrown every single type of curveball this year so far. It's been
No pun intended.
no pun intended. It's been one thing to the next.
Danuits takes one outside. No swing. And if I could be rather transparent for a moment, I'll be honest, Wi-Fi has never really been my friend here at Cal Lutheran. And I'm sure anybody who's listening to this who has a lot of experience on this campus may relate to that. 3-1. That one drops in there for a strike. It's a full count.
Well, we're just lucky to have power today. I mean, there was a power outage earlier, scheduled power outage earlier here at Cal Luv.
Totally not spontaneous.
Not spontaneous. But it wouldn't shock me with the way we've dealt with.
And strike 3 called on Lucas Danuits. Holly takes third, though. So a big second out for the Bombers. But Holly took third on that play. So the Oaks now have runners at the corners with 2 outs. That brings up Jake Schwartz.
Schwartz already hit by a pitch today, but also has walked.
First pitch misses low for a ball. So Holly the runner at third, and Dawson the runner at first. That one is ripped. Oh, it hits Dawson, and this inning is over. Well, an unfortunate break for the Oaks as Dawson just took one too many steps and was not able to get out of the way of that hot shot by Jake Schwartz. So the Oaks blow a potential scoring opportunity. And we head to the 5th. Stay tuned. Here we are in the 5th inning as we are soon approaching about the midway point in this game, and Caden Beloyan's day is done after throwing 4 strong innings and allowing just 3 runs. He yields way to Tate Foxen, and a swing and a miss. A big swing from Dylan Fishbow, but Tate Foxen.
He threw that real quick, Sam. He threw that 95.
Whew!
That was some gas right there from Foxen. First time we're seeing him this season.
That one misses
96.
upstairs. Woo, yeah, there you go again. Foxen entering his 3rd year at Butler University. He went 2-2 in 2025. Made 18 appearances, 5 starts, a 10.23 ERA. He struck out 28 batters and allowed just 2 home runs. And that one misses upstairs for ball 2. And Foxen also attended Pali High School, who recently had their high school graduation at the Hollywood Bowl.
Yeah.
Talk about fancy schmancy.
Well, it's also just been a tough year for Palisades High School. They were one of the public schools that got pretty impacted by the Malibu fires, as they actually moved their whole entire school to, correct me if I'm wrong, a Sears?
Yes, the Sears in Santa Monica.
Sears in Santa
They're
Monica.
right by Ocean Avenue. And yes, I actually personally have a cousin named Jude who just finished his freshman year at Pali High School. Yeah, and him and my aunt and uncle lived in the Palisades and had to leave, and they lost their house. But they're living in Culver City now, so they're doing well. And that one misses high and inside, so it's a leadoff walk to Dylan Fishbow.
And that was a good job by Fishbow to get out of the way of that one. That was coming in at 95 miles per hour. That is not a ball you want to be hit by. But certainly a terrible, terrible thing that happened. The Palisades just across Los Angeles with the fires, to see thousands of people lose their homes, and
Yeah.
for Foxen as well, maybe.
Check on Fishbow at first. Jack Mullen, the batter. He is 0 for 2 on the day. He reached on a fielder's choice. He has knocked in 2 runs in this game, so a couple of productive ground out / fielder's choice. 1 ball and 1 strike. Or 0-1, I should say. Runner at first, nobody out. Foxen deals. There goes Fishbow. Throw down to second, and Fishbow is safe. A stolen base for Dylan Fishbow. He got a great jump, didn't even slide. So runner in scoring position with nobody out. Misses outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, Foxen is definitely bringing the heat.
And Fishbow last season with the Stevens Institute of Tech had 14 stolen bases. So certainly a weapon once he even reaches the bases for the Bombers.
There's a strike on the inside part of the plate, 2-2. Nine to 3 Oaks. That one misses a little bit off the plate. It's a full count now on Jack Mullen. Three-two on instead. It's a check as Foxen looks at Fishbow. Three-two from Foxen. A fly ball hit in the air to center field, chasing Smith back a few steps. And tagging at second and heading to third is Fishbow, so a productive out for the Bombers as Fishbow advances to third on the deep fly ball, so 1 out. Now that brings up Jeremy Jones. So the Bombers have a runner at third with one out. Jones takes a fastball outside, 1-0. Well, if you're the Bombers, you just got to take it one hit at a time, down by 6 runs. One hit, one run at a time. And that one is poked in the air, foul, out of play.
And when someone's throwing this fast, like Foxen is, in kind of the 93 to 96 mile per hour range, you don't even have to swing the bat that hard. It's really just making contact with it and finding a sweet spot here in the outfield.
Bounce to the left side. That'll bring a run home, and Holly will throw to first. Actually, so it's an RBI ground out for Jeremy Jones. It's a 9-4 Oaks lead.
And the
brings up Alan Chu, who has struck out twice today. He looks at a strike over the plate. 97, if I'm reading that correctly.
he is pumping gas, but for the Bombers, they're slowly just chipping away at this lead. Ever since the third inning, they've outscored the Oaks 3-0. So
97 again.
when it goes back to what the Oaks have been trying to do offensively, they haven't been able to get runners on base, but it is really finishing those opportunities because still a long game ahead.
Fastball misses outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Well, on general principles, batters love seeing some heat, especially when, it's fast and straight, because it's easier to build momentum on the swing. Strike 3 called. A blazing fastball at 95 on the inside corner, and Chu has struck out 3 times, and we now head to the bottom of the 5th. 9-4 Oaks when we come back. Well, we're about halfway through this ball game. It's a 9-4 Oaks lead, and Jonathan Smith will lead it off here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, Smith is 1 for 3 on the day, a single, a strikeout, and a flyout. Takes one in the dirt for ball 1, and Tyler Prostyko in his second inning of work did not allow a run in the bottom of the fourth inning.
And after I guess dominant, bizarre, whatever you want to call it, first inning, the Oaks have just been held to 1 run in the past 3 innings.
The pitch to Smith. That one is fouled straight back. It's now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Prostyko deals. Misses outside. The count evens at 2. Two to Smith. That one is fouled away, and we'll reset and do it again. Well, we do have a Cal Lutheran alumni who played on the Kingsman baseball team for a couple of years. Braden Tadaki in attendance at the Oaks game. Well, it's an even 2-2 count on Smith. Prostyko deals. Misses a little bit outside. It's a full count now. Three balls and 2 strikes. Prostyko deals. Another foul ball, and we will do it again. That
Good
one
matchup
lands.
here to start the beginning of the bottom of the fifth, I apologize. Smith and
It's a full count on Jonathan Smith. Payoff pitch. And it misses low, so a good at-bat by Jonathan Smith. He works a walk.
Number 20, Brady Hewitt.
Brings up Brady Hewitt for the Conejo Oaks.
Hewitt, a victim of a hit pitch last time. And the helmet, too. That was not a good one to feel.
Even with the protection of the helmet, yeah. Because the helmet can move in weird places. Ground ball to second. Fielded by Thomas. The throw to first in time for the double play. A 4-6-3 double play. Williams to Santiago. And to Chu to finish it off. Well, the Bombers definitely needed that one.
Yeah, and it's another slow start here for the Oaks at the bottom of the 5th. And like I mentioned last inning, it's still not out of grabs for the Bombers, and the Oaks really do need to start putting some more runs on the board.
There's a strike. Drops in there, no balls, and 1 strike on Caden Stillwell. Well, Stillwell 1 for 1 with 2 walks and a single. That one is lofted into center field. Short center field out on the outfield grass goes Thomas Williams. So that's the end of the 5th inning, and we head to the 6th. It's 9-4 Oaks. We'll be right back. We enter the 6th inning as the Oaks host the San Diego Bombers. If you're just joining us, I'm Sammy Fawn alongside Judo Kanyas. Griffin Zitko will lead off the 6th inning for the Bombers. There's a slider that hits the outside corner for a strike. 0-1. Well, Zitko is 1 for 2 on the day with a single. There's a fastball at 93 that misses high. It's an even 1-1 count. Tate Foxen deals the 1-1. Zitko fights it off, hits it out of play.
And they announced in the during one of the breaks that if you turn in a foul ball, you get a piece of candy if you're a junior Kanea Oaks fan. So don't see any kids going for that foul ball now, but sure more to come.
That one misses high. The count is even at 2. A 2-2 pitch to Zitko. Misses just a tad high. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That came close to dropping in there.
Had a nice spin to it right there.
3-2 on the way. Strike 3 called on the outside corner. Zitko was about ready to head to first, but umpire says otherwise. So 1 out as Zitko strikes out. Brings up Christian Santiago.
Good pitch sequence right there from Foxen.
Yeah, he is definitely, we were talking about it during the break, he is the fastest pitcher we have seen this season so far. There's a strike on the upper outside corner, 0-1.
And it's really like once he finds that control, I mean, it's at that speed, that's a hard ball to hit. But if you truly find control with it, it's becomes even more unhittable.
Well, it's an even 1-1 count on Christian Santiago as he faces Tate Foxen, the Pali High alumni. There's a high and outside fastball, and Foxen also from Venice Beach, California.
Yeah.
Certainly an area that's a neighborhood, that's a neighbor to where I live in West Los Angeles. There's a fly ball to left center field, and Smith makes the catch.
Now batting number 8, Thomas Carney.
Brings up Thomas Carney for the Bombers. Carney is 0 for 1 on the day, a strikeout and a walk.
Foxen, being from Venice Beach, does love himself some surfing, which I feel like is only fitting.
No balls and 1 strike is the count on Carney. Well, it's 0-2 now on Thomas Carney, and Foxen getting ready to finish off his 2nd inning of work. No balls and 2 strikes still, as that one was fouled off. And Foxen looking to find his way to finish this inning. The 0-2 fought off by Carney. He stays alive for another one.
Foxen got nicknamed Spider by his 15U coaches for his ability to react and get to balls.
Another 0-2, and that one is ripped high and deep to right field. Retreating back and making the catch out there in right field is Lucas Danuitz. So the inning is over. We now head to the bottom of the 6th. Stay tuned.
Why can't
We welcome you now to the bottom of the 6th inning. Devin Wilkes leading it off for the Oaks. Faces Tyler Prostyko in his 3rd inning of work, and Wilkes takes one in the dirt that goes to the backstop. Devin Wilkes, 0 for 2 on the day. He's been hit by a pitch and has 2 flyouts. That one is skyrocketed way back to right field, going back to the track, to the wall. That ball is gone! And there's the first Conejo Oaks home run of the season. It comes off the bat of Devin Wilkes. And it's now 10-4 Conejo. That ball was crushed off the bat, and Jones gave that one a look, but had no shot at it.
And you know, it's only fitting, Sammy, that it was Devin Wilkes that got the home run. He's been so hot to start this entire season, and right there he shows why. And he's, like I said, he's one of the younger guys on this team. He's trying to prove himself, and right there he gets the first home run of the season.
Batter now Tyler Hawley. Here's a strike. Slider hits the outside part of the plate.
And like I was talking about, the Oaks, whatever way they can get it right there, that was after quite a slow last 3 innings, positive sign with the home run right there for the Oaks.
It's now a 1-1 count on Tyler Hawley. Pops that one back foul to get out of play. 1-2 count. On Tyler Hawley. A ball might break it.
And Hawley's been able to reach base 3 times, still seeking that hit.
Strike 3 called as that breaking pitch drops over the middle of the plate. Out number 1, and that'll bring up Anthony Thomas, the catcher for the Oaks. Thomas 0 for 1 on the day. He's been hit twice. He popped out his last time up. That one is ripped foul. No balls and 1 strike. The Oaks back to a 6-run lead over the Barons. That's been roughly the average lead that the Oaks have held over San Diego. They did lead by 9 runs after the 2nd. That one misses outside. It's an even 1-1 count.
Yeah, it was quite the way to start the game for the Oaks after a tough loss yesterday to the Foresters.
Thomas offers a sword swing. It's a 1-2 count on Anthony Thomas.
And I think he knew. Just a laugh after that one.
Miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Tyler Prostyko. 2 gone here in the 6th inning. Brings up Jonah Dawson for the Oaks. Dawson is still 0 for 0 on the day. 2 walks and a sac fly. This is upstairs for a ball.
And last time we saw him, he just got a little too fast and ran into that ground ball from Schwartz that ended the inning.
Check swing. They check at first and they say he went around. 1 ball and 1 strike. one from Prostajka. Left side, backhanded at third. And the first for the out. Nice play over there at third base by Lucas Bonham. Well, we now head to the 7th inning. We're 2/3 of the way done with this game. Stay tuned. Seventh inning here at George Sparky Anderson Field, and the Conejo Oaks have brought in a new pitcher, Reagan Gale, who was a part of the 2024 state champion Conejo Oaks team. An incoming junior at Westmont College, and he fouls that one away. And Reagan Gale, teammates at Westmont College with Isaac Veal, Zach Mora, and Caden Beloyan. Gale was previously at Houston Christian University his freshman year in 2024, but he redshirted and played his redshirt freshman year at Westmont College. That one is fouled off by Thomas Williams. The Bombers have the top of the order to up here in the first inning, and an 0-2 count on Williams. O2 on the way. Bounce foul to the right side. That is one heck of a play by the Bombers' first base coach. No balls and 2 strikes. Off-speed sails upstairs, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Ball just got away from him right there.
One, 2, and another one that sails high. That goes above Thomas's glove. The count even at 2 on Thomas Williams. Williams is 1 for 2 on the day, a walk, a single, and a pop out. Now when it's chopped over Gale, to his left Hewitt, throw to first in time. Very nice play by Brady Hewitt as he ranges up the middle to cut that ball off.
Good job by Stillwell to stretch out for that one, to keep his left foot on the bag and get the out.
First pitch upstairs to Lucas Bonham. Bonham doubled back in the third inning. The Bombers did score 2 runs in that inning. And he fouls that one back. It hits the screen and the railing back here. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Bonham is 2 for 3 on the day, a single and a double. And he fouls that one away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Gale was all district selection at Cypress Wood High School in Houston, Texas. He lists Star Wars and The Godfather as his favorite movies. I have to say, those are 2 great movies. Just gotta know which Star Wars, though.
Yeah.
Just can't choose them all.
Yeah, good selections, though.
Good selections.
Well, it's still 1 ball and 2 strikes on Lucas Bonham. 1-2. Strike 3 called right on the outside part of the plate. 2 gone.
Now batting number 5, Dylan Fishbaugh.
And that'll bring up Dylan Fishbaugh for the Bombers. He is 0 for 1 on the day with an RBI ground out, a walk, and a hit by pitch. And he swings and misses at that one. 0-1. It's been a nice day here in Thousand Oaks, a nice early afternoon game. Here it's at George Sparky Anderson Field. And there's a swing and a miss. 0-2.
And it's been a strong day overall from the 3 pitchers that we've seen thus far. Even Gale, in just a little time that we've seen of him, he's had a few balls sail over him, but overall.
And that one is fouled away. It will get out of play. So still an 0-2 count on Dylan Fishbaugh.
We saw Foxen in just 2 innings of work, but allowed just 1 run with 2 strikeouts and 0 hits, while also throwing around 95 miles per hour.
Oh, 2 on the way. A check swing misses down low, and Fishbaugh did not offer at the pitch. One, 2. Strike 3 called right on the outside corner. Well, 6.5 innings in the books. Time to stretch here at George Sparky Anderson. 10-4 Oaks. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 7th inning here at George Sparky Anderson Field. Top of the order due up for the Kingsmen, Lucas Danewitz. Facing a new pitcher, Will Marangi. Danewitz bounces it to the right side. Fielded at second by Thomas Williams for out number 1. So 1 pitch, 1 out, and that brings up Jake Schwartz. Last time Jake Schwartz was up, he hit that ball that hit Jonah Dawson right by the shin, a runner's interference. Tough to say, even I'm not 100% sure how that would be scored from a batter's standpoint.
Yeah, I think we had to consult our statisticians, and we're all still left a little puzzled, but
well, it's an 0-1 count on Schwartz after that strike on the outside part of the plate. And there's a strike on the inside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. One gone here in the 7th inning. 0-2. Off the fists practically, and Schwartz bounces it to first, and Chu tosses it to Marangi for the second out.
and that sound like the bat just cracked a little.
It may have. Well, that brings up Jonathan Smith for the Oaks. Smith on the day is 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. In the air to left field, foul territory, and it will hop out of play.
Yeah, Smith has become a regular starter here for the Oaks. Started in all 3 games that he's been available. Came in on Friday, started immediately, and has filled into that 3-hole quite nicely.
That one makes it in there for a strike, 0-2. Well, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Oaks with a 6-run lead. Marangi deals the 0-2, and it's ripped into right field for a base hit. So Smith with his second hit of the ball game. He's on with 2 outs.
A good piece of hitting right there from Smith. He's spread the wealth when it comes to where he's put his balls thus far this weekend. Finds that one in the gap between first and second, and the base hit.
There goes Smith. Throw down to second is a great throw, but not quite in time. So Jonathan Smith steals second with 2 outs here in the 7th inning.
And that's now his 3rd stolen base of the season.
One 0. Here's a fly ball to center field. And the catch is made for out number 3. Well, the Oaks get a hit, but no runs. It's 10-4 Conejo Oaks as we head to the 8th inning. Stay tuned. 2 innings remaining. Here in the 8th inning, 2 innings remaining in this game, and the Oaks bring in a lefty, Cade Berry, to take over. Berry, an incoming senior at Pepperdine University, where he transferred this year after 2 years at the College of San Mateo. And the first pitch is fouled away by Jack Mullen. And Cade Berry in 2025 went 1-0. Made 25 appearances, a 5.4 ERA, 11 strikeouts, and he allowed 2 home runs on the season. And there's a strike that drops in there. No balls and 2 strikes.
Saw Barry get a little bit of action in the Wednesday 13-0 victory versus the Coastal Dodgers.
Ground ball to second. Throw to first just in time. And so there's 1 out.
Bang bang type of play right there. Jonah Dawson just gets the ball in time to Stillwell for the out.
And now James Derflinger will pinch hit for Jeremy Jones. With 1 out now in the 8th inning. As Cade Berry gets ready to throw another, and he looks at a strike. A good old breaking ball. Makes it in there for a strike. Well, James Derflinger takes the ball outside from Villa Park, California. Was previously at Saddleback College, currently, according to the information we have, undecided of where to go next in terms of college, and he grounds to third. And the out is recorded at third by Tyler Hawley. And Bobby Gray now will pinch hit for Alan Chu. Well, Bobby Gray, another undecided junior from Rancho Santa Margarita, California. Looks at 1 outside, 1-0.
Gray played at Tobacco Hills High School. Lettered both in baseball and football. 2-time All-Seaview League selection, as well as a league MVP his senior season.
That one is ripped into left field, and it's a pinch hit single for Bobby Gray. So the Bombers have a runner at first with 2 outs. Also, Henry Borjas is now in left field, taking over for Jake Schwartz.
Tyler Park playing at Charleston College last season.
Tyler Park's pinch hitting for Griffin Zitko. Will be taking over as the catcher.
188 average in 12 starts.
0-1 is chopped foul backwards, so it's an 0-2 count quickly on Parks. Bobby Gray, the runner at first base with 2 outs. 0-2 on the way. Misses low for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 on the way. That one misses inside for ball 2.
Parks had 6 hits last year at Charleston College as a freshman.
That one is shot out to right field, and the catch is made out there and right by Danuitz. Well, we head to the bottom of the 8th, still 10-4 Oaks. We'll be right back here from George Sparky Anderson Field. Well, Tyler Marangi enters another inning of work as Caden Stillwell will lead off the bottom of the 8th inning for the Oaks. Stillwell on the day is 1 for 2, a single and 2 walks. So he leads off the bottom of the 8th. Oaks up by 6. A little check swing, and that one misses low for a ball. Well, this, unless the Bombers tie the game, this would be the last offensive inning for the Oaks. 1-0. Chopper to third. Bonham throws on to first for out number 1. Well, here comes Devin Wilkes to the plate. He hit a home run his last time up. The first home run we have seen from the Oaks and here at Sparky Anderson Field this summer.
Yeah, certainly has already put the power on display this season.
First pitch misses outside, 1-0.
And like I mentioned earlier, it's like Coach Solis talked about just liking to see his players grow this summer. And this is a guy definitely to keep your eye on all summer long, as he's already been super red hot, but we're only 3 games into the season. There's still plenty of baseball to continue to grow, both the offense and defensive side of things.
2-0 misses outside. And there's 1 out. And Wilkes fouls that one away. 2 balls and 1 strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Marangi delivers, and it's a strike on the outside part of the plate. Well, Will Marangi in his second inning of work. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Marangi delivers. Wilkes fights that one off, and it lands into center field for a base hit. So Wilkes with his second hit of the day.
Tyler Holly.
That brings up Tyler Holly for the Oaks.
And when you're in a rhythm, you just have all the confidence in the world, and that's what Wilkes has displayed, not just in this game, but every game. Just absolute confidence every time he goes to the plate, and right there gets himself another hit. And this is someone right here, Holly, that's still looking for a hit, but has reached base quite a few times today.
And Holly pops that one back foul. Tyler Holly on the day is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. He's been hit twice and has also walked. There's a strike on the outside corner, no balls, and 2 strikes.
And it's just been a problem for him thus far of getting down early in the count and then having to always fight his way back, and right here down 0-2 again.
0-2 on the way, misses upstairs, 1-2. One out. Wilkes, the runner at first. 1-2 is lifted high in the air to left field. Retreating back is Mullen, but he's got room to make the catch. So 2 out here in the bottom of the 8th.
Anthony Thomas.
And the Oaks offensively here in the bottom of the 8th would be down to their last out unless the Bombers happen to tie the game in the top of the 9th. So Anthony Thomas is the batter.
Yeah, it's hard to count out anything just yet when we've seen an inning score 8 runs and then yesterday 7 runs. So certainly anything possible.
Fastball misses low, 1-0 on Anthony Thomas. Wilkes, the runner at first, with 2 outs, 1-0. That one is fouled back and out of play. On deck is Jonah Dawson.
Thomas, victim of 2 hit pitches today.
1-1 pitch. A fastball misses upstairs, 2-1. Oaks up by 6. Marangi deals, and that one is popped up to the right side. And it's dropped in foul territory at first base by Bobby Gray.
And
so the Bombers had the 3rd out right there, but could not hang on.
And you can see Gray as he having a little bit difficult time trying to locate that ball in the sun. He had to, even with glasses on, had to put hand in front of his face and showed up right there as he dropped it.
2-2 on the way. That one is ripped to right field. A long run in right field. It's going to fall for a base hit. And on his way to second is Thomas. Throw to second is in time to get him.
What a throw right there by Delfinger to get him out.
So a key out recorded by the Bombers, but it's still 10-4 Oaks. And the Oaks 3 outs away from a win. We'll be right back. Well, the Oaks are 3 outs away from their 3rd win of the season. It would be their 2nd league win, though, as their first one came against the Philippines Baseball Group, and before that game they had shut out the Coastal Dodgers 13-0. Coastal Dodgers representing the Golden Coast Collegiate League. And first pitch ball to Christian Santiago, and he fouls that one away.
And the next time they'll see San Diego is back here at a home game. Not until July 2nd. They'll see the Bombers back here just start that July 4th weekend.
Santiago fouls off another one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Cade Berry in his 2nd inning of work. And Santiago lines the ball to center field for a leadoff single. So a pretty good start for the San Diego Bombers as Santiago finds the gap in center field to start the inning.
Just got in front of that pitch right there by Berry and now puts a runner in scoring position.
Here's a fastball strike on the outside corner. 0-1, the count to Thomas Carney. That one is bounced foul right in front of the plate.
4 total meetings between these two teams this season. This is the first of 4. They'll see them 4 straight home games. July 2nd, July 19th, and then to finish the season, July 27th.
There's a swing and a miss. And there's the first out of the 9th inning, a strikeout of Thomas Carney. Brings up Thomas Williams, the switch-hitting second baseman. Something we've seen quite a bit, actually, here in the California Collegiate League and in summer ball are switch hitters. That one misses upstairs for a ball, 1-0. Well, Santiago, the runner at first. 1 out. And a check on Santiago at first. He gets back.
Only switch hitter that the Oaks have this summer is Nate Johnson.
That one misses upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, Looking ahead after today, the San Diego Bombers will play at the Great Park, hosted by the Orange County Riptide on Tuesday, June 10th. And that one has popped up. Shallow center field. And Jonathan Smith makes the catch for out number 2. Bombers will be hosted by the Orange County Riptide on Tuesday at 6 p.m.
Riptide struggling early to start the season. They're 0-3 in league play. Still searching for their first win.
There's a strike on the outside part of the plate to Lucas Bonham. Bonham 2 for 4 with a single and a double. And the Oaks on Tuesday will host the MLB Academy Barons. And that game will be at 4 p.m. And there's strike 2. Now the Oaks are 1 out away from taking their 3rd win of the season. 0-2. Fly ball to left field. This should do it. Henry Borjas underneath it, and he makes the catch. Oaks win 10-4. They take care of business here after a disastrous loss yesterday to the Santa Barbara Foresters. And they top the San Diego Bombers, I beg your pardon, 10-4. Bombers now 1-2 on the season, and the Oaks now 3-1 overall. And we welcome you back up into our broadcast booth. Well, Jude, it was certainly a great day today for the Oaks. They really took care of business, and they made a statement early on in that first inning when they scored 8 runs. They showed that they were not happy about how yesterday's game went, and they were willing to do something about it.
It was a little bit of luck and a little bit of skill, I'll say, as there was 4 consecutive hit-by pitches. So you'll take them any way you can as the Oaks. I mean, we saw yesterday when the Foresters were able to have success off balks and also walks themselves. So any way you can get it, but I think it was a great start, and they were able to sort of carry that momentum into the second where they got to run themselves. But for me, really, what stood out was just the pitchers, the way they worked that mound. We saw Cade Belayan start this game, but then also talking about Tate Foxon, Reagan Gale, and then Cade Berry to finish this game. I just thought the pitchers came out with a lot of command. It's obviously easier with a little bit more cushion, like they had for most of this game. So overall, I was impressed by what the pitchers did today.
Yeah, and how about Devin Wilkes at the plate with the home run? He went 2 for 4, a homer and a single, was also hit by a pitch, a couple flyouts. He had a great game today, and we've talked about him being on a tear at the plate.
Definitely someone to keep an eye on during the summer, and, really solidifying himself maybe in that DH role this summer for the Oaks.
Well, we will see you here on Tuesday at 4 p.m. Oaks hosting the MLB Academy Barons alongside Judo Kanyas. I've been Sammy Fawn, and we will see you then. Have a great evening, everybody.